Deflector, a 1987 game from Gremlin Graphics, probably should have come with a free therapy session, or at least a warning label.
Caution: prolonged exposure may result in hair pulling, excessive shouting at inanimate objects, and an irrational fear of mirrors.
You take on the role of a sort of highly unqualified IT technician trying to debug an optical nightmare. Each level presents you with a laser generator and a receiver, and your job is to connect the two with an unbroken beam of light. Sounds easy, right? Haha! If only. The path is littered with obstacles, hazards and enough reflective trickery to make a house of mirrors look straightforward. Most mirrors can be rotated manually, while others insist on spinning of their own accord, just to keep things interesting, at least slightly infuriating. There's a selection of helpful gadgets, like refractors that scatter the beam at random angles, and fibre optics that teleport your laser across the screen like some kind of light-based sorcery. But for every helpful tool there's a hazard waiting to ruin your day. Mines, absorbing blocks, and the ultimate enemy, yourself. And just to make the game even more taxing, your laser has a tendency to overheat, so no reflecting it back on itself unless you want to play with fire. Of course, it's not just about dodging obstacles. Before you can finish a level, you need to zap every last grey cell. And just to keep the pressure on, your laser is constantly draining energy, adding a subtle but effective time limit. There's a practice mode that lets you get to grips with the mechanics, but don't expect any hand-holding. This game was far from easy at times. The stages are designed to make you use all your mirrors, and to control this whole operation, you need to move your square to the mirrors scattered around the stage. Click on one, rotate it, and then cross your fingers that you're not about to cause a laser meltdown. Deflector does have a sort of blocky aesthetic, but in a nice, vibrant, colourful way. The controls can feel a bit jumpy at times, but it's nothing that'll ruin your fun. Plus, you're treated to a catchy Ben Daglish tune that I think was one of his best and is very catchy indeed. Also, the game's sound effects are essential for figuring out how your laser is interacting with its environment, so maybe don't get too lost in the music. It's all very well and good for the purpose of this video, but you'll want to keep your ears out and listen to how the laser reacts in the various stages of the game. Once you have all this down to a T, then you'll find that the gameplay is as straightforward as it gets, but there's plenty of room for you to experiment. Various blocks and contraptions with certain effects can shake up the gameplay. Hit certain blocks with the laser and you'll trigger a slick strobe scattershot effect. And those other things, zap one, and, well, you'll have to find out what the rest do for yourself. The controls are pretty manageable, like I said. The mirrors are easy to spin around, and the cursor moves with just the right amount of precision. The only issue is the darn time limit. As you'll probably know, it's the time games that cause a bit of a downside for me. The time limit sometimes felt a bit too tight for a game that encourages trial and error. I get it, the pressure's part of the gameplay, but sometimes an extra minute or so to experiment wouldn't have hurt. To summarise then, I'd say that Deflector is a tricky game. It'll test your patience and your memory, and while I haven't even scratched the surface of how many stages there are, it doesn't feel majorly unfair, especially for you guys out there who find some puzzle games a breeze. It's all about mastering the screens and remembering what does what, and with a little practice, you'll probably sail through it. It's a brilliant blend of puzzles and arcade action, demanding both quick thinking and fast reflexes. I'd even go as far as to say it's a fine example of the puzzle genre done right. If you're after something that's equal parts challenging and rewarding, and don't mind occasionally yelling at a screen when a mirror refuses to line up properly, then this is well worth your time. Get it fired up on your Commodore 64 and give it a whirl. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and definitely let us know what your memories are of this one in the comments section. Also, if you're enjoying the nostalgia, then this is where I ask kindly for you to consider subscribing to the channel and continuing with me on this epic trip down memory lane. Check out all the other titles on the various playlists, including one dedicated to quiz and puzzle games, if that's your thing. There's plenty of memories to be unlocked with another great game coming up right now. Hopefully, I'll see you all there. Until then, bye for now.
Are you